Have you ever found yourself surrounded by people who just don't seem to understand life the way you do? Maybe you've noticed certain behaviors in some women that leave you scratching your head, questioning their mindset, decisions, or outlook on life. But here's the thing. Understanding these signs isn't about pointing fingers or judging others. It's about protecting your peace, avoiding unnecessary drama, and making better choices in your relationships. By the end of this video, you'll gain a clearer perspective that could change the way you approach your love life forever. So, before we dive in, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button if you're ready to unlock the wisdom of Stoic philosophy. Stick around until the end because what you'll learn today might just be the wake-up call you need. Let's get started. Imagine this scenario. You meet someone in a completely unfamiliar social setting. At first, everything seems perfect. She's beautiful, fun, and captivating. But over time, little things start to pile up, and you begin to question her intelligence. And no, I'm not talking about book smarts or IQ. I'm talking about the highly esteemed Stoic qualities of self-awareness, emotional intelligence, and wisdom. According to Seneca, a prominent Stoic philosopher, the greatest obstacle to living is expectancy, which hangs upon tomorrow and loses today. This means that the decisions we make today, especially about the people we surround ourselves with, can shape our future. So, what are the signs that a woman might be naive or lacking in these essential qualities? Let's break them down one by one. Sign number 1, she thrives on drama. Have you ever been in a relationship that felt like an emotional roller coaster? One minute, everything is fine, and the next, you're in the middle of a fight over something trivial, like a late text message. If you've experienced this, you know how exhausting it can be. Some women, and let's be honest, some men too, seem to crave chaos. They thrive on drama, and often create it even when there's none to be found. It's as if they can't function without some kind of emotional turmoil. But here's the truth. A healthy relationship isn't supposed to feel like a soap opera. A wise woman seeks peace, not chaos. She understands that true strength lies in staying calm and composed, not in getting furious over trivial matters. If you find yourself constantly caught in her emotional storms, it's time to pause and ask yourself, is this the life I want? As Marcus Aurelius once said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. A wise woman knows that love should be a sanctuary, not a battlefield. If you're constantly being accused of wrongdoing when none exists, it might be time to reconsider the relationship. Sign number 2, she can't take responsibility. Picture this. You're in a relationship where everything seems perfect, until it's not. Maybe it's a small argument or a breakdown in communication, but instead of addressing the issue rationally, she immediately shifts the blame. It's not my fault. You should have been more careful. Sound familiar? If you've been with someone who refuses to take responsibility for their actions, you know how frustrating it can be. It's always someone else's fault, whether it's their parents, their ex, or even you. But here's the reality. A relationship can't grow if one person refuses to own up to their mistakes. As Epictetus wisely said, we suffer not from the events in our lives, but from our judgment about them. A mature woman understands that mistakes are part of life. What matters is how we learn from them and move forward. But a naive woman, she'll cling to a victim mindset, blaming everyone but herself. If you're constantly shouldering the emotional burden in your relationship, it's time to ask yourself, is this the kind of partnership I deserve? Sign number 3, she values materialism over character. Have you ever felt like your partner was more interested in what you could provide than in who you are as a person? Maybe at first it felt nice to spoil her, buying gifts, taking her on lavish dates, and showering her with attention. But over time, you started to realize that without the expensive presents and fancy outings, there wasn't much substance to the relationship. A naive woman often prioritizes material possessions over qualities like loyalty, emotional connection, and character. She might constantly compare you to others, saying things like, "Why can't we go on vacations like my friend Sarah and her boyfriend?" Or, "If you really love me, you'd buy this for me." But here's the truth. A wise woman knows that love isn't about material goods. She values integrity, emotional depth, and genuine connection over flashy gifts or expensive trips. As Seneca once said, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. If you're with someone who's never satisfied, no matter how much you give, it's time to reevaluate whether this relationship is truly fulfilling for you. Sign number 4, she constantly seeks validation. Does your partner constantly seek approval or validation from you? Maybe she fishes for compliments, posts endlessly on social media for likes, or needs constant reassurance that she's loved. At first, it might seem harmless. After all, everyone likes a little attention now and then. But over time, it can become emotionally draining. A woman with low self-esteem will never stop seeking validation. She'll look to others to fill a void within herself, whether it's through compliments, gifts, or social media likes. But here's the thing. True love doesn't require constant validation. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. A confident, self-assured woman doesn't need constant reassurance from others. She knows her worth and values the love you give her, even when you're not constantly vocalizing it. But a naive woman? She'll never be satisfied no matter how much you give. If you're feeling emotionally drained in your relationship, it might be time to set some boundaries. Sign number 5, she can't handle criticism. Have you ever felt like you were walking on eggshells in a relationship? Maybe you tried to offer constructive criticism, like suggesting you both eat healthier, only to be met with defensiveness, anger, or even manipulation. Sound familiar? Some women struggle to handle any form of criticism, even when it's meant to be helpful. Instead of listening and reflecting, they take it personally and lash out. Over time, this can lead to a breakdown in communication and trust. As Epictetus once said, it's impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows. A wise woman understands that constructive criticism is an opportunity for growth, but a naive woman, she'll see it as a personal attack and make you out to be the bad guy. If you're in a relationship where honest conversations are met with defensiveness, it's time to ask yourself, is this relationship helping me grow? Sign number 6, she lacks self-discipline. Self-discipline is a rare but essential quality in a partner. Have you ever been with someone who had big dreams but lacked the motivation or discipline to follow through? Maybe she talked about starting a business, getting in shape, or traveling the world, but when it came time to take action, she always had an excuse. A naive woman often lacks the self-discipline to turn her goals into reality. She might make grand promises but fail to follow through, leaving you to pick up the slack. Over time, this can become exhausting, especially if you're someone who values progress and personal growth. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, you must build up your life action by action and be satisfied if each one achieves its goal. A wise woman understands that success comes from consistent effort, not empty words. But a naive woman, she'll talk the talk, but never walk the walk. If you're in a relationship where you feel like you're doing all the work, it's time to ask yourself, is this partnership helping me move forward or holding me back? Wrapping up. According to the ancient Stoics, these are the 6 signs of a naive woman. The goal here isn't to judge or criticize, but to help you recognize toxic patterns and make better choices in your relationships. A wise man surrounds himself with people who uplift and inspire him, not those who drain his energy or hold him back. If you found this video thought-provoking, please like, subscribe, and share it with anyone who might benefit from this message. Remember, wisdom isn't about knowing everything, it's about recognizing what truly matters. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.